AA for calling the cops on my sister after catching her on hidden cameras? My name is Olivia, although almost everyone calls me Liv. I am 36 years old and work as a financial director in a large corporation. One of those located in a sprawling office park, where everything is meetings, reports, and quarterly closings that eat up your day. 4 years ago, I finally saved enough to make the down payment on a house. It is not a mansion or anything like that, just a 3-bedroom house in a quiet subdivision outside the city. I am still paying off the mortgage, of course, but it is my house, mine. My parents, Linda and Robert, retired about 2 years ago. My dad worked his whole life in construction. My mom was a nurse. Their social security and small pension are not enough, so I used to help them with basic things. Part of the utility bills, groceries, co-pays for prescriptions when needed. I say I used to help them because, well, we will get to that. And then there is my sister Chloe. 7 years younger than me, she is 29. She got married last year to Ethan, a guy who seems nice at first impression, one of those who smile a lot, talk to you as if they have known you their whole life, and act very attentive. It is just that over time you understand that this good vibe is pure performance. I have been Chloe's personal bank since I got my first real job right out of college. She was still in high school back then and always needed money for something. New clothes, concert tickets, a trip with friends, the usual. I did not see it as a bad thing. She was my sister and I was the oldest. It was my job to look out for her. The problem is that she never stopped asking, not even when she graduated, nor when she got a job at a marketing agency. The requests only got bigger, more frequent, more shameless. Liv, I need to get my hair done at a nice salon because I have an event. Liv, my friends and I want to go to that new brunch spot. Liv, we cannot make rent this month. Liv, Ethan is tight on money. Can you give us a hand? My month for years looked like this. Paying my mortgage, sending money so my parents could cover their electric and gas bills, transferring them money for groceries, and additionally helping with Chloe and Ethan's rent. And on top of that, whatever Chloe came up with that week. I practically supported 4 adults besides myself, and the worst part is that I could afford it, but at my own expense. I earned well, yes, but I barely bought anything for myself. I lived tired and paycheck to paycheck just so everyone else could be okay. A few months ago, the neighborhood started getting weird. First, it was a kicked-in door at one house, then a theft of power tools from a garage, then the gossip that a neighbor's car was broken into, things like that. Nothing that made the evening news, but enough for the atmosphere to change. You start noticing people you do not recognize, cars parked for too long, a gate left ajar. A coworker from the office recommended a security company. They install cameras, sensors, everything. And you watch it from your cell phone, he told me. I called. The technician came. He checked the entrances, windows, the backyard, the garage. Very professional. Do you want the basic or the complete package? He asked me. What is the complete one? I said. Cameras covering the perimeter, motion sensors, cameras in the main living areas, cloud backup. You can see everything live from the app. I took a deep breath and said, sure, better safe than sorry. They installed everything. The following week there was one camera at the front door, another in the garage, the backyard, and inside the living room, dining room, and main hallway, just enough to cover the important areas without feeling like I live in a prison. The app showed me every angle. Honestly, it did give me peace of mind. If I left the garage door open, I saw it. If a package was delivered, I saw it. If a sensor went off, it notified me. I did not tell my family. Not to hide it. It just did not come up. Besides, they hardly ever came over. My parents visited me occasionally and Chloe much less. And when they come, who starts talking about security cameras? 2 weeks after they installed everything, I came back from work on a Tuesday. It was late. I came home tired thinking about having a quick dinner, and that is it. But as soon as I opened the door, I got that feeling like someone had been there. I did not see anything broken, nothing wildly out of place. It was more like the air felt different, as if the house was not silent like always. My coffee mug was not where I had left it on the kitchen counter. The throw pillows on the couch looked moved. Little things, details that make you stop. And Liv, you are being paranoid, I told myself. You listen to too many true crime podcasts. Even so, I walked through the house, checked the windows, tested the back door, saw that the alarm was set as usual, everything was locked. I made dinner, put on a show, and went to sleep. A few normal days passed. Work got heavy because of the quarter-end closing, And I was leaving late almost every day. I arrived exhausted, took a shower and crashed. That weird feeling from Tuesday faded away until the incident with the purse happened. 3 weeks after that Tuesday, my company had a formal dinner. It was not strictly black tie, but one of those where you dress up well because executives and clients attend. I remembered a silver clutch I had bought the year before. It cost me a fortune, one of those impulse buys you make once and then regret, but you like it so much that you justify it. I only used it once at a family wedding. I went to my closet, to the top shelf where I keep my good purses. It was not there. Sure, I moved it, I thought. I started taking everything out. I checked the guest room closet, the hallway closet, under the bed, storage bins in the garage. Nothing. I got desperate. It was Friday night and the dinner was on Saturday. I texted Chloe. Hey, did I ever lend you my silver designer clutch? What? No. Why are you asking me that? She answered, sounding offended. It is just that I cannot find it. I thought maybe I lent it to you and forgot. Liv, if you had lent me a purse like that, of course I would remember and I would have returned it to you. I am not irresponsible. Her tone made me feel like I was the crazy one. Yes, sorry. I probably left it somewhere weird. You might have gotten rid of it when you did that big clean out last year, she said. Remember, you donated a lot of things. That idea kept spinning in my head. I had done a big clean out. I had given away clothes, donated things, taken bags to a Goodwill collection center. It seemed possible, although it made me angry. I ended up buying another purse for the dinner, a simple one, but the missing one kept me restless. That purse alone was about $800. Then life went on. Work got worse. We entered the last quarter and I practically lived at the office. I left at 8 or 9, came home to eat whatever, and weekends were for laundry and catching up on sleep, until one Saturday the watch incident happened. My maternal grandparents gave me a watch when I graduated from college. It was not a Rolex or anything like that, but it was a beautiful classic watch. More than the price, what mattered was the memory. Both my grandparents had passed away a few years ago. I kept that watch in my home office in a desk drawer inside its original box. That Saturday I was in deep cleaning mode. The kind of cleaning where you move furniture and dust places you did not even know existed. I opened desk drawers, started organizing papers, and got to the watch drawer. The box was there, the watch was not. I stared at the empty space like an idiot, as if staring at it long enough would make it appear. I opened and closed the box several times. I turned the drawer upside down. I searched under folders, in envelopes, in every corner. Nothing. Then I really went into a crisis. I moved the desk, checked all the drawers, walked through the entire house, checked the closet, the bathroom, the kitchen, even the laundry room. The watch was gone. I made myself a coffee and sat at the dining room table. This time it was not I lost it. It was not I left it in a weird place. First that feeling that someone entered, then the purse, now the watch. Once can be an oversight. Twice a coincidence. 3 times it is a pattern. Someone was stealing from me. But how? The house was always locked. I had an alarm and besides I already had cameras. And then it clicked. Something I did not even want to think about. The only people with a key besides me were my parents. I gave them a set when I bought the house in case of an emergency. That was 4 years ago. No, I told myself. My family would not do that to me, but that internal voice no longer convinced me. That same night I opened the app on my laptop. The system stored video in the cloud for 90 days. I started searching dates, scrolling through motion notifications. 3 days earlier, at 2:47 in the afternoon, the front door sensor had been triggered. I was at the office in a budget meeting. I clicked on the video. 2 people arrived at my door, put in a key, opened it, and walked in as if the house were theirs. I leaned closer to the screen, although I did not need to. It was Chloe. And it was Ethan. I sat motionless, my hands shaking, watching my sister walk through my living room with a confidence that made me nauseous. Ethan walked into the living room as if he were taking a stroll. Chloe went straight to my bedroom. To my bedroom. I saw her open my closet, take out clothes, inspect them. She held up a sweater and showed it to Ethan when he walked in. They laughed in my room, touching my things, laughing. Chloe had a shopping bag. She put the sweater in, then went to my vanity, opened my jewelry box, and started picking pieces as if she were in a department store, showing them to Ethan, who nodded or made faces like, Yes, that one. I felt my throat close. I went further back in the dates. 2 weeks earlier, another entry. This time they stayed longer, about 40 minutes. Chloe went to the office. Ethan went into the garage looking at boxes, searching. I saw Chloe open the desk drawer, take out the watch box. She opened it, looked at it, and turned to call Ethan with her hand. He came over, inspected it, and nodded. Chloe put it in her purse. I kept searching. 3 weeks before that entry, on the Tuesday when I felt something weird. They had been there for over an hour. Chloe checked bathroom cabinets, kitchen drawers, the laundry room. She took a bottle of perfume, makeup, some sneakers that I had barely worn. And yes, I also found the footage of the silver clutch. That had been about 6 weeks ago on a Friday. Chloe in front of the mirror trying it on, posing as if it were hers. Ethan gave her a thumbs up as if approving. Then the clutch disappeared inside the same shopping bag they had brought with them. My stomach hurt. How long had this been going on? I searched as far back as the system allowed. Since the week after the cameras were installed, they were already coming in, and it was not once a month. They went frequently, sometimes once a week, sometimes twice a week. If it had happened before, I would never know. I took a deep breath with my face buried in my hands. I made a spreadsheet on the computer. Yes, I know. The financial director in me could not help it, but I needed order. Date time. What did they take? Which camera showed it? When I finished, I had 12 entries recorded. Jewelry, clothes, small electronics, perfumes, bottles of wine that I saved for special occasions, and who knows how many things that I had not even noticed yet. The total, being conservative, went up to a minimum of $10,000. Then I did something I did not think I was capable of doing to my own sister. I called her. You and Ethan can come over for dinner tomorrow. I want to talk. They arrived on time. Ethan brought a chocolate cake from the supermarket. Chloe hugged me as if nothing had happened. Sister, we never even see you anymore, she said with that perfect smile she used when she wanted to look good. Inside I was shaking, but I sat down and served the food. I had made pasta, salad, and garlic bread. Nothing special. I watched them the whole time, trying to understand what kind of person can steal from you and then sit at your table to eat what you cooked. And yes, I saw Chloe staring at a new backpack I had left near the door. Just for a second, like someone calculating. Halfway through dinner, I could not take it anymore. I have been missing things, I said bluntly. Chloe froze with her fork halfway to her mouth. Ethan looked down at his glass. Missing? Chloe asked after a silence. What kind of things? My silver clutch, the watch my grandparents gave me, and more. Chloe exhaled and her body even relaxed. Oh, Liv, you are always losing things. Do you remember when you swore you had lost your car keys and they were in the fridge? That was once, and I was 22, I told her. Well, yes, but you work too much. You are tired. You probably put things where they do not belong and then you do not even remember. My face burned with anger. I slammed my fist on the table, not to put on a show, but because I could no longer contain it in my chest. I know it was you, I said, staring at them. I know you come in when I am working and take my things. Chloe turned red as if I had slapped her. What? Are you crazy? How dare you say that? And Ethan laughed. He actually laughed as if I were telling a joke. And do you have proof? He said with that confident voice. Because accusing someone of theft just like that is a serious allegation. I took one slow breath. I want everything back, I said. Everything you took, or I will go to the authorities. Chloe and Ethan looked at each other and both burst out laughing. Are you going to do that to your sister? Chloe said, as if I were a monster. Please. And besides, Ethan added, even if we had taken a few things, you can afford it. You were not even going to notice. I looked at him in disbelief. Are you hearing yourselves? I said. Are you seriously justifying this? Ethan shrugged. We are struggling, he said. I lost my job 2 months ago. I froze. 2 months ago and you did not tell me. Why? Chloe answered quickly. So you could lecture us? We figured it out. You figured it out by stealing from me, I told her, my voice fading. Chloe grimaced as if annoyed. It is not stealing. We are family, right? What is yours is also family's. That phrase hit me hard because right there I understood everything. It was not I made a mistake. It was not a momentary temptation, it was an installed idea, a habit, an entitlement. I stood up. Get out of my house, I said quietly. They stood up, still laughing. As he was leaving, Ethan turned around and said, "Relax, Liv. You are being very dramatic." When I closed the door, my legs trembled. I stood glued to the wood for a second, breathing as if I had just finished running. Then I called my mom. "Mom, Chloe and Ethan have been coming into my house when I am not there. They have been taking my things." "What are you saying, Liv?" She replied as if I had said something crazy. "That makes no sense." I saw it on video. And if they do not return everything or pay me back for what they took, I am going to file a police report. There was a long silence, and then my mom spoke with a coldness I did not recognize in her. "You are not going to involve the authorities in family matters." "Mom, they robbed me." "They did not rob you," she said firmly. "You are exaggerating. Your sister earns less than you. You buy expensive things and show them off. What did you expect?" It is normal for her to feel some resentment. I felt the floor pulled from under me. "You are blaming me." "I am saying you are being unfair," she replied. "And if you do this, if you really file a report, your dad and I will cut you off. No calls, no visits, nothing. Is that what you want?" And she hung up. I stood there with the phone in my hand, staring at the screen, not understanding what had just happened. My mom had just threatened to cut me off for wanting to take action against a theft. I did not sleep that night. I sat at my computer and edited the videos. I made a single file showing every entry. Chloe and Ethan arriving, unlocking the door, walking through my house, taking things, leaving with bags. Crystal clear. I sent it to Chloe, to Ethan, and to my parents, and I wrote them a short message: "Return everything or pay me a minimum of $10,000 for what you took. You have 1 week. If not, I am reporting it." My phone blew up. Calls, texts, voicemails, everything. I did not answer. Chloe's messages were the worst. She went from fury to manipulation in seconds. "You recorded me without telling me. That is illegal. How could you expose me like this? You are my sister. You do not care about anything. You are ungrateful. You think you are so great because of your job. You are going to ruin my life." My mom sent even heavier messages. "You are destroying the family. Your dad cannot sleep because of you. You need help. You are unwell. We did not raise someone so cruel." My dad only wrote once. "I am very disappointed in you." Early Saturday, I called a locksmith. He arrived with his tools, changed the cylinders, locks, and installed an extra deadbolt wherever possible. Took him about 3 hours. When he gave me the total, I swallowed hard, but I paid without arguing. $500. I preferred that over ever feeling like just anyone could walk into my house again. I did not make copies of the new keys for anyone. The messages continued all week. Chloe changed her tone as if it were a game. "I am sorry, I was desperate. Are you really going to do this to us? I swear it was a stupid mistake." "Then you are so wrong for recording me." "Then, Liv, please, you are my sister." On Wednesday, my Aunt Patty, my mom's sister, called me. "Liv, your mom told me that you are not doing well, that you are threatening to report Chloe." "What is going on, Auntie?" "She robbed me," I told her directly. "I have video evidence." "That cannot be. Chloe would not do something like that." I stayed silent for a second. "Aunt Patty, I just told you there is a video. You are probably misinterpreting it. Maybe she went in for something you asked her to get and you do not remember." "I don't know." I hung up. There was no point in arguing with someone who had already chosen to believe another story. Thursday passed and no one returned anything. Only the messages kept coming, increasingly aggressive. On Friday, day 7, I got a text from Chloe. "You are bluffing. You will not dare." That day, during my lunch break fighting the traffic, I went to the local police station to file the report. I told the officer what happened. I showed him the footage from my phone. I explained that they had keys because my parents had a copy, and I gave the address where Chloe and Ethan lived. The officer who took my statement watched the video with a serious face. "This is very clear," he told me. "We will process the paperwork and an officer will go to their residence. If any items are recovered, you will have to identify them." I signed what I had to sign. I walked out with my stomach churning. I went back to work late as if nothing had happened, but inside I felt like I had been torn apart. That same day in the late afternoon they called me. They informed me that officers had gone to the residence, located them, and brought them in for questioning. They did not give me details over the phone, just what was necessary. I understood one thing. The matter was no longer a family dispute, it was now a real legal problem. At 6 in the evening, I was cooking when they started pounding on my door, as if they were going to break it down. "Liv, open up right now." I heard my dad's voice. I had never heard him like that. "Liv, please," my mom said, crying. I stood on the other side without moving. I had my hand on the doorknob and I did not open it. "They took them away," my mom screamed. "Chloe and Ethan. How could you?" I leaned my forehead against the door, took a breath and answered without shouting. "Because stealing is a crime," I said. "And it has consequences." "She is your sister," my mom cried. "And that should have mattered to her when she was stealing from me." My dad pounded on the door again. "You are making a scene," he yelled. "What will the family say?" "That I was robbed," I answered. "You are cruel," my dad said. "You are humiliating us." "If you want this to be fixed," I said, "return what they took or pay for the damages." $10,000. "That is extortion," my dad yelled. "No," I answered. "It is taking responsibility. You decide." They stayed outside yelling for a while longer. I did not open. Eventually they left. Later my cell phone vibrated. A notification from my bank. Wire transfer received $10,000. From my parents' account. I stared at the screen with a weird mix of relief and sadness, because that money was not a gift. It was the price my mom chose to pay to save my sister from the legal trouble, even if it meant paying for her crime. The next day, I went back to the station and asked to drop the charges because restitution for the damages had been made. They explained that if I did not want to proceed with pressing charges, I could drop it at that point. I did not want to drag it out. Not because I felt pity, but because I had already gotten what I wanted, for them to understand that I was not playing around. That same afternoon, I got home and did what I should have done years ago. I canceled everything. The automatic transfers for my parents' utility bills, the monthly grocery money, the rent payment for Chloe and Ethan, everything. Then I blocked everyone. Phone, email, social media, everything. Complete silence. 2 weeks later, my Aunt Patty called me from another number. "Liv, I owe you an apology," she said with a different voice. "Your mom told me everything. She showed me the video. I did not say anything. I cannot believe they did that," she continued. "And look, let me tell you something. My daughter, Raquel, remembered that last year she was missing a gold bracelet after Chloe came to the house. And your Uncle Tom says some of his tools disappeared after Ethan helped him with a repair." I went cold. "So I was not the only one," I said. "No," she replied. "And now nobody wants them in their house. Your parents are very alone because they are defending them." "Let them defend them," I answered. "It is not my problem anymore. Liv, your mom asks about you. She says Chloe is looking for a job, that she cannot find one, that everything is difficult without your help. That is not my problem." My aunt sighed. "I just thought you should know." When she hung up, I sat there for a long time. I felt guilt a little bit. I will not lie, but more than guilt, I felt something I had never felt with my family. Peace. For years I solved their problems. I unintentionally taught them that I would always be there, that they could reach out their hand and I would transfer money. And they got so used to it that the day it was not enough, they decided to take it themselves. And the most painful part is that the theft was not just about the items, it was about the disrespect. They did not respect me, they did not respect my house or my effort or my generosity. They saw me as an ATM. One day my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered out of curiosity. "Liv." It was my mom's voice using someone else's phone. I hung up. I did not even think about it. It was not about the money or the clutch or the watch. It was about understanding that my own mom preferred to threaten me rather than demand her daughter behave like an adult. 3 months passed. 3 peaceful months. 3 months without fights, without calls, without pressure, without "I need this urgently." At first, I felt like I was going to give in, honestly. I would see families in restaurants, hear coworkers talk about their parents, and I would get a pang of pain. Was I too hard on them? What if I went too far and I should talk to them? Then I would remember Chloe laughing at my table, eating what I cooked after stealing from me for months. I would remember Ethan saying I should have given them more money. I would remember my mom justifying the theft because Chloe earns less. And the feeling would go away. My Aunt Patty became the only bridge to what was happening over there, even though I never asked for it. She called me from time to time with updates. Chloe got a job at a call center, she told me once. Part-time, minimum wage. Ethan is still out of a job. They are living at your parents' house, everyone cramped together, and they are already fighting. Good, I said. And I meant it because hopefully they will learn what it means to earn what they want. Your mom is also working a little, she added. As a cashier at a grocery store. That did hurt a little bit. My parents are older now. But then I remembered that they chose this. They chose to cover up my sister's actions and blame me. One afternoon my aunt said to me carefully, Liv, it is none of my business, but don't you think it has been enough? They are struggling. Aunt Patty, I supported them for years, I answered. And what did I get? They robbed me and then told me I was wrong to be angry. She sighed. I understand it was wrong, but they are your family. I was their family too, I told her. And that did not stop them. 2 weeks later I received a letter. Yes, on paper because I blocked everything else. I recognized Chloe's handwriting on the envelope. I opened it. It said she was sorry, that Ethan had convinced her that I had so much I would not even notice, that she was jealous of my things, of my house, that she was working to pay my parents back for the money they had transferred me, that she did not expect me to forgive her. I read it 3 times. A part of me wanted to believe her, the other part saw the usual excuses, shifting the blame. It was Ethan. I was jealous, and not a single line saying, I am going to pay you. I am going to return everything to you. I am going to take responsibility with you. The letter was all about her feelings. A few days ago, something happened that left me shaking. I was at work when building security called my desk phone. Miss Olivia, there is a lady here in the lobby. She says she is your mom. I felt a horrible knot in my stomach. Tell her I am unavailable, I answered. She says she will wait. Let her wait. An hour later they called me again. She is still here. She says she brought something for you. I took a breath and forced myself to be cold. I do not care. If she does not leave in 10 minutes, please call security to escort her out for trespassing. That night when I got home I found a box at my front door without a note, but I recognized the way my mom packs things, careful, as if order could fix what is broken. I opened the box. There was my silver clutch and my grandparents' watch and a few pieces of jewelry. Out of what I had documented, it was barely a fraction. I stared at the watch for a long time. That one I did hug against my chest because that was the only thing that truly hurt to lose. But even so, what came to me with the box was not relief, it was a harsher clarity. Because I did not want the things anymore, and the rest, honestly, I consider it a lost cause. I wanted someone to say loud and clear, we betrayed you. We stole from you, we made you feel crazy, we threatened you, we chose to cover up a crime instead of telling the truth. But that was not going to happen. In their heads, they are the victims. And I am the daughter with the good job who became selfish and abandoned them over a misunderstanding. I started therapy a while ago. I was embarrassed to say it, but I needed it. I wanted to understand how I reached the point of supporting 4 adults and feeling guilty for setting boundaries. My therapist told me something that hurt and made sense at the same time. They burdened you with responsibilities from a very young age, he explained. You got used to taking care of everyone. It became part of your identity, and your sister was left as the baby of the family, and that role never changed. And now what? I asked him. Now you learn to set boundaries, he told me. You learn that loving someone is not the same as letting them hurt you. You learn that your worth does not depend on what you give. It has been difficult. There are nights when I feel like calling them, especially my mom. I remember good things, my dad helping me with my homework, Chloe when she was a little girl and I taught her things, moments that did exist. And then I remember the choice they made when they had to decide. When they had to choose between 2 daughters, they chose the one who stole. When they had to choose between taking responsibility or justifying a crime, they justified it. When they had to choose between the truth and denial, they went with denial. I also made a choice. I chose myself. My house is silent now. A silence that used to scare me and now gives me rest. No one arrives unannounced. No one stops by quickly for something. No one goes through my drawers. I changed my emergency contact at work. Now it is Jessica, a friend. And yes, after all this, I started dating someone. His name is Mark. He pays for his own things. He never asks me for money. He never insinuates that I should help him. The other day he told me, you do not talk much about your family. There is not much to tell, I answered. We are estranged. That is it. That is the truth. I work, see friends, date someone, go to therapy, live in my house with my keys, with my doors locked, with my peace. Do I regret having reported them? No. It was the shock they all needed to understand that I also have a limit. Do I regret cutting contact? Sometimes at night when I feel lonely. But then morning comes and I remember that being alone is better than being used. My Aunt Patty told me that my mom goes around saying that I will get over it, that I will come back, that I always come around. That Olivia, who paid for everything and put up with everything, no longer exists. She is gone. The Liv who got tired of being the family ATM, the one who demands respect, the one who does not accept being robbed and then called dramatic, that Liv is here to stay. I no longer need their apologies. I no longer need their approval. I no longer need them to acknowledge anything. The only thing I needed was to finally understand that the family I killed myself working for saw me as a walking wallet. And that wallet is closed forever. For the first time in my life, I am free and I do not intend to go back. Oh. Comment. This story really makes you think about where to draw the line between kindness and self-sacrifice. Setting boundaries can feel incredibly difficult, especially with the people we love. However, it is one of the most powerful ways to honor your own worth and teach others how to treat you. We cannot be responsible for the choices others make, but we are responsible for protecting our own peace. True generosity cannot exist without a foundation of self-respect. Healing often begins the moment you decide that your well-being matters more than maintaining a dysfunctional peace. You have the right to build a life where you feel safe and valued. If this story resonates with you, I hope it reminds you of your own strength. Choosing yourself is not abandoning others. It is finally coming home to yourself. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a comment and support the channel by subscribing. See you in the upcoming stories.